I can't find her, I think. I think I found her. Okay, let me make her the promote to panelists. So ladies and gents, I'm going to tell you first of all a little bit about her before she comes and talk on this call. I want to tell you a little bit about her background, and to be honest, what I saw, what I read, that first thing happened that inspired me straight away. Oh my God, what I came to know about her. I was not expecting that, of course. Never met her in person before, but let me tell you something. The first thing which she sent me, I'm going to tell you at the end, okay? I'm not going to tell you straight away. She's in this industry from quite a few years now, over 3 years in the financial markets now. She's specialized in scalping the gold, as you all know, XAU USD pair. This is why I made the flyer XAU masterclass. So, she has experience in network marketing as well. And before actually she became trader, she took her start from the network marketing industry, and then she found in trading industry, why not to learn herself the skill set so she can help herself, she can uplift herself, and she can also help a lot of people around the world. She built a team of hundreds of people already all over the world, and she's still building a huge team. She's based in US, and now imagine, someone who is very successful in building the business, a wonderful trader. People are always waiting for her message when the message is coming of the trade alert. And you guess what is her age? I was shocked to see that someone in this age can think and can have that much success. Someone can have this kind of bigger vision in life. She's, ladies and gents, only 20 years old. Imagine that 20-year-old person, she's already on six figure, helping a lot of people. Not she just thinking about herself, but she has this vision to go out to help people. Imagine such a blessing. She's part of this platform. And today we are so grateful. We are so privileged that she is on this call. So before she starts the session, before she comes on the call, let's blow this chat away with 777. Let's really give her a hearty warm welcome. She can see that we are here. We really appreciate her for her time taking out. Let's blow this chat away. There are not even enough sevens in the chat yet. Just blow this away. Literally make her the biggest ever welcome. She can see that UK team, Europe, Africa, we all are ready to listen her story. We all are here to learn from her. So Arabella, are you here? Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for taking out your time to come on this call. And we all are here for you to listen from you. Let me make it.
So much. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that introduction. Can we just give some ones and fire emojis for the chat for Abdallah as well, you guys?
Recording in progress.
Beautiful. Now we're recording because that was I know I've heard so many good things about him. I actually just had my first conversation with him, like, what, maybe 5, 10 minutes ago. And honestly, like, I cannot wait to even learn from him. So thank you guys for even having me here today with all of you guys. And I'm just so excited to be walking you guys through a few things. So I'm gonna start off with sharing you guys the secrets on exactly how you can be the most profitable trader taking my trade alerts. Then we are going to be doing a little bit of a scalping lesson, you guys. But first, you guys, I want to see where your guys' learning levels are. So go ahead, don't drop it yet. It's okay, drop it in the end, but drop a 1 in the chat if you guys are more on the beginner side. Drop a 2 if you're more into the intermediate side of things, and drop a 3 if you're more on the advanced or the expert side of things. I just want to see where everyone's learning level is, and I don't want you guys to think, right, just because you're at a specific part doesn't mean you can't learn, okay? No matter where you guys are, it only starts with you actually putting yourself in a position to where you are willing to learn, where you are willing to always stay a student, right? Because you guys, the financial markets, all of these different assets, all of these different pairs, something new is always happening, right? Whether it's in Forex, crypto, and stocks. So it's so important for every single one of you guys to always stay a student, right? Always have a growth mindset as well, okay? Because the more you guys are willing to learn, the more you guys will know. And the most important thing when you guys are trading within the financial market is really understanding the specific pair and asset that you guys are using, right? So you guys, I'm gonna start off by just sharing my screen. I have a little presentation for you guys, and this is usually the presentation I show all the time, okay? But let's just run through it just one more time with you guys because I want you guys to be the the most profitable trader alongside my trade alerts, okay? And of course, past profits don't guarantee future gains, right? But at the end of the day, just as long as you have proper risk management, we can definitely get you guys to become a profitable trader, but it's all up to you guys, right? You are the ones that is in control of your guys' accounts, but it's so important that we run through everything that you guys need to know, right? So let me start off by sharing my screen with you guys. Let me get on the charts. Oh, wrong one. Hold on, you guys. There it is. Can you guys see my screen? Go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat for me if you can see my screen. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys a few things. Okay, I'm going to walk you guys through my trading rules. This is just anyone who takes my trade alerts, and I'm sure that you guys see some of my trade alerts. I know the most recent question, frequently asked questions that I get is usually when I send signals. So I'm going to give you guys a few time frames, but at the end of it, if there's a good entry, best believe I am going to send in that trade, okay? So I'll usually try to send in trades during the end of Asia session. I'll also do the start of London session, and I always trade New York session as well, okay? And of course, don't hold that against me, you guys, because sometimes I'll be trading at the most random times because there's a lot of volume in the market, okay? So the first word I want to share with you guys is the word liquidity, okay? Go ahead and drop a 2 in the chat if you guys know what liquidity is. And if you guys don't worry, I'm going to explain it to you guys, okay? Two, beautiful. Okay, I see a few of you guys know that. So for me, liquidity equals money because when there's liquidity in the market, there is also money to be swept. Okay, because liquidity is the amount of volume that is being traded within the market because of how much people are buying and how much people are selling, right? There's always going to be two sides of trading, right? There's buyers and there are sellers. In other words, you guys can even say there are winners and there are losers, right? So how can we make sure we have the highest probability win rate, right? So for me, I love to look at so many different types of confirmations, right? The more confirmations that you have, the higher probability win rate that you guys will have. But at the end of the day, you guys, I want you guys to know that even if you may have such a good winning streak, losses are going to be inevitable, okay? I always do this on every single trading call that I'm in, is I want you guys to embrace the losses. So go ahead and type in the chat, I embrace the losses, because they will happen. Losses are lessons, you guys, and you guys will always need to learn from those losses, no matter what, okay? So yes, we embrace losses, they're gonna happen, but in order for us to be okay with those losses, we need to be able to risk an amount that we are willing to lose, right? So first, my trading rules, you guys. So I'll always send in a scalp trade. I'm a scalp trader. Scalp trading is going to be where we're looking for those short-term movements in the market, okay? You're going to notice that we're going to be in and out very quickly. So the first thing that you guys always want to do is you always want to make sure you're breaking even as soon as the first take profit gets hit, okay? Because with my trades, I want you guys to understand this right now, is there are times where it will be moving so quickly. Like I actually prefer to do trading on a live session so I can tell you guys what to do every single second. But when you guys are setting break even is kind of like your security blanket, I will say, okay? Because if the trade goes south, if the trade goes the way you don't want it to go, you guys will end up not in losses and not in profits either, okay, with those specific positions that you've set your break even with. So BE, break even, and it's a way for you to just modify or edit your stop loss over to your entry price. So every single time it hits TP1, you guys want to set it as soon as possible. And my trades are not going to be a set and forget, okay? My trades, you guys are going to need to be actively on your phone, okay? It's not going to be tap to trade or tap to relax, whatever you guys want to call it, right? It's going to be very hands-on, okay? But I really love the way I send the signals because a lot of you guys actually have experience when you guys are taking my signals, because there's a way for you guys to actually make it your own, right? You're scalping profits as you go. So of course you want to make sure you guys are taking all take profits. So if there's a total of 4 TPs, you want to execute 4 positions in a shortcut, you guys, right? Like I said, my trades are very fast. So what you want to do is you want to press the buy or the sell button first. And once those trades execute, you're then going to want to modify the stop loss and take profit right afterwards, right? And then, of course, scalp as you go. So this is the one that I want you guys to focus on the most, okay? Because yes, there are take profits, right? Those are going to be your exit points, but there are going to be some times where I actually prefer you guys to be scalping per 10 pips, okay? Go ahead and drop the word pip in the chat, okay? So when it comes to doing pips with the pair gold, it's very easy to calculate. So for example, you have 3,000 as your entry price, and then your take profit is 3,001. So it moved one, right? One number, 3,001, 3,000 to 3,001, but it also moved a total of 10 pips. Now another example is 3,000 as the entry price, and it goes to 3,002 as your take profit. Those are going to be 20 pips. So per one movement is going to be 10 pips. One last example is going to be 3,000 as your entry price and your take profit is 3,010, right? It moved 10. So if you times that by 10, that equals 100 pips. You guys following? Yeah? Yes, my screen is still in this one. Don't worry, you guys. I'll take you along with me. But yeah, so proper risk management is very, very necessary, you guys, okay? Because you want to split up your risk. And I'm going to share that with you guys on the next slide. So pip locking. Okay, so every single time you guys take my trade alerts, you guys need to pip lock. So again, if there's 4 take profits, you want to open up 4 positions. And this is where your guys are going to get a bit hands-on, okay? This is when you really need to make sure you're watching the chart, right? So as soon as TP1 hits, you modify your stop loss to your entry. Once take profit 2 gets hit, you want to modify your stop loss to your TP1. Once TP3 gets hit, you want to modify your stop loss to take profit 2. And once take profit 4 gets hit, you want to modify your stop loss to your take profit 3. Okay? Because the markets are always going to be moving. They're going to move with or without us as well, right? So in order for you guys to stay above profits, this is a way for you guys to do so. So if the market goes the way we don't want to go, at least we have these set up so we can either break even, not lose anything, or we can actually still profit from the previous TPs, even if it goes the way we don't want it to go, right? Now, of course, risk management. So every single time you guys are trading on a live account or a funded account, always have a specific max loss. So go ahead and just drop in the chat if you guys are on a 10K funded trading account or if you guys are on a 200K funded trading account. 200, 10K, 200, 50. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, we have a lot of different types of funded accounts, you guys. I love that. Beautiful. Okay, yes. So if you guys are on those funded accounts, always have your max loss. So I have an example down here. Okay, and this goes for any sort of amount or capital that you guys have. I'm just going to use the 10K funded account as the capital. Okay, so you want to split your lot evenly according to the take profits. So for example, if there's 4 take profits, that's going to be 4 positions, and you want to divide each one by 0.20%, right? So if you have a 10K funded trading account and your max lot, this is the most you want to risk total, is going to be 0.2. You will go ahead and enter 4 positions as 0.05, right? And of course, you guys can use this example. Go ahead and take a picture of it. Go ahead and write it down. I'll put it on here for quite some time. And of course, you guys, after this call, I also have a few different trading plans with a 50K funded, 100K funded. I'll go ahead and send it over to Abdullah in order for you guys to gain access for that as well. So, of course, staying above profits, this is something I know I've always emphasized to my team. I've probably yelled at them so many times when it came to staying above profits because the thing is, you guys, when you're trading, there's a lot of things that can happen, right? Emotions, right? You guys may end up losing, you guys may profit a lot, right? But again, everything that you guys are doing on your trading account is the things that you are personally doing because you have full control of it. Okay, so when you guys make mistakes, I want you guys to always stay accountable. One of the things I love doing is I love having a trading journal, and I just note down a few things. I have two separate ones for the trades that I take and for the live sessions I go on. And yes, I still jump on live sessions, you guys. I don't care that I'm an educator, I will always stay a student. I love learning and improving my skill sets. So make sure you guys have that same mentality as well, right? Doesn't matter if you've been here for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Again, there's always so much room to grow and improve, right? So emotions, when emotions happen when you guys are taking trades, okay, this can go for yours. You can take this with my trades as well. You always just want to set break even. I tell myself this all the time is if I'm feeling some sort of way, if I have anxiety, if I'm looking at this trade, I'm really nervous, right? I don't want to lose that much money. I'm just gonna set break even because it gives me that security. And if you guys cannot set break even, okay, wait for it to go back to your entry price and then close that trade as soon as you can. You want to also avoid bad entries. So one of the things that I am going to start doing when I send in my trade alerts is letting you guys know when you guys can layer your entries. Okay, so for example, hope you guys can still see me right over here because I'm going to start using my hands. So let's say you entered right here for a sell, right? And of course, you see the chart, the candles moving up and down, it's consolidating. Once I send in the signal, right, you want to do your first entry, and then you see the consolidation. If it starts going down towards take profit, then go ahead and enter all of your positions right away. But if you see the consolidation, right, consolidation is indecisiveness in the market, right? You'll see the candles not knowing where it wants to go. You want to go up, you want to go down, right? So when you guys have that consolidation and it goes up, you guys can enter right there for that sell again. And then it's gonna go down, might go up again. You can actually layer your entries so you guys can gain access to a better position to where you guys can either secure a lot more profits or you guys will have more room so your break even doesn't hit automatically and you guys can still take those trades, right? Hopefully you guys are following. So the next one is going to be if take profits hit, please do not enter my trades. Okay, you guys missed out on that profit. There are times that you'll see us re-entering and I'll communicate with you guys if I'm going to re-enter so you guys can as well. But if I'm telling you, hey, I broke even, I'm out, please do not re-enter because the take profits already hit and we have already secured our profit. And of course, scalp as you go. Per take profit, I'll usually have 20 pips, 40 pips, 60 pips, 100 pips, or sometimes 120 pips. I scalp per 10 pips. Okay, so that doesn't mean you have to close the entire position, but you guys can close partials. So again, remember what I told you. If our entry price is at 3,000 and our take profit is at 3,002, okay, if it goes to 3,001, 10 pips, I'm going to secure 50% of my profits. If it goes to TP2, I've already had that modified on there, so I'll close automatically for the rest of the position. It's just a way for you guys, again, to stay above profits. So I always do per 10 pips is whenever I like to close partials. And of course, I have why do I scalp? So here's a fun fact about me, you guys. So I actually started off as a swing trader. So whenever you have, of course, whenever you're in your trading journey, I want you guys to know that it's okay to be adaptable. It's okay to want to try something new. For MetaTrader 5, I have a video. Sorry, I like to answer the questions in the chat, so feel free to spam me in there. I have a video of how you guys can actually secure half profits for MetaTrader 5. I'll also forward that over so you guys will gain access to that as well. But back to why do I scalp? So it's okay for you guys to actually change your strategy, to change what type of trader that you are, whether you're a day trader, scalp trader, swing trader, right? If you want to explore, go ahead and explore. This is what I always tell people, right? There is always going to be a specific person that trades a certain way, and somebody else can trade a whole different way. There is no right way to trade unless the way they're trading is right for you, right? Always have your own preference, always have your own bias as well. Okay, just because somebody told you this is the right way, maybe this person will have the right way as well. It does not matter unless it feels the right way for yourself, right? Always feel comfortable with your own strategy. Okay, and of course, why I scalp. I'm a very impatient person, okay? So I love short-term movements. I don't really like holding trades overnight. I don't like falling asleep on trades. I don't like holding trades over the weekend. I like to just be very in and out of the market so I can actually take a lot more positions because I love analyzing. So I'm always looking at the chart anyways. So if I see small movements, best believe we are gonna take it, okay? And again, I don't like holding long-term trades. Like my trades will probably last you guys an hour to 2 hours at most, right? Like I will not be holding a trade no longer than that, to be honest with you guys. And you guys, when you guys are practicing scalping, this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to treat scalping as a guessing game or as like a casino, right? Those slot machines, okay? People buy, people buy, and then they sell again, and they don't even have a specific bias of the position that they're going to be executing, right? So of course you want to have strategy, okay? When you guys are scalping, it's not a guessing game. It's not, oh, the market looks like it might go up and then you get humbled and the market starts dropping, okay? Scalping is a very precise strategy that of course anyone can learn if you guys are willing to learn it, but don't mistake in scalping as something you can just start pressing like buttons like a slot machine, you guys, okay? So, of course, with trading, it's always going to be 90% mindset and 10% actual strategy. If you guys have the most perfect, okay, the most perfect strategy, it will not matter if you don't have the mindset nor the risk management. You can do everything right, but if you don't have those two things, you guys can end up not being a profitable trader. You guys need to have a specific level of patience, consistency, persistency as well, and always again be a student. This is something I'm always gonna keep saying until everybody's tired of me saying it, right? So when you guys, what I mean by being disciplined in the market is trust your analysis, be confident with it, right? Even if it loses, that's okay because again, we embrace losses. These losses are lessons that you guys have literally paid for, okay? So go in your trading journal, write down what you lost, how many pips you guys have lost, and then from there, go ahead and just type out why you guys think you've lost. Oh, I mistaken this confirmation to be bullish when it was actually bearish. Anything like that. I also like to go on my trading journal and actually write down my emotions because you'll hear all the time, oh, it's like you can't have emotions when you guys are trading. To me, you guys, I'm a very emotional person, okay? I'm a very, very emotional person, but when it comes to the chart, it will definitely mess with you. It'll mess with your guys' head. So what I do, okay, is I'll write down on my trading journal. I'll be like, okay, this is how I'm feeling, and then I'll smack myself in the head and be like, okay, I need to get over it. Onto the next trade. And I suggest you guys do the same thing, okay? Don't try to avoid the emotions, feel it, okay? Feel it for a little bit, and then get over it, okay? If you guys have a hard time when it comes to those emotions. But the thing is you guys need to make sure you guys are very consistent. Whether you guys are trading as a product-based trader, right, with tap to trade, with signals, or if you guys want to be an independent trader who does their own analysis, you want to have a specific level of consistency that you mix in with a lot of persistency. Okay, so what I mean by that is you just want to make sure you're improving yourself at least 1% every single day. I'm not telling you guys to be a master trader overnight, but I'm telling you, go on the academy, watch at least 1 to 2 videos that day. Go and look at the chart and see what you have, right? Do your markups, write it down. Even if you guys may think that you guys are too beginners to where you can't necessarily read the market yet, at least you guys are trying, right? Jump on live sessions like this one, right? Or the live sessions that we have on the platforms as well, right? Have a improve. You just need to make sure that you're becoming a better person than you were with the person you were yesterday, right? So just make sure it's just 1% every single day. You don't need to spend 24 hours the way I do, but maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day would be perfect. You guys can improve, and I promise you, once you apply this every single day, you will see your results become a lot better, right? And of course, you need to figure out what kind of trader you are as well. Like, figure out if you're a swing trader, day trader, scalp trader, and it doesn't hurt to explore your options when you guys are starting, or if you guys are even midway to it. Explore the options that you guys have, and of course, figure out the strategy that works best for you. So, your first steps to analysis, okay? So, the market is complicated enough, right? Can we all agree with that? Can we all agree that when you're looking at the chart, sometimes you don't even know what you're looking at? Go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat if you guys can agree with that. Because the thing was, when I first started my journey into analysis, I wasn't the smartest person ever. I wasn't really good at math, right? But the thing was, I had the drive, I had the will, and I had the commitment. And even though the market is complicated enough, don't try to overcomplicate the market either by having all of these loud noises on your guys' chart, by having all of these random markups, by even competing with yourself with the bias, whether you want to sell, whether you want to buy. Stop overcomplicating the market because it's already overcomplicated enough. Keep everything simple and make sure it works for you. The next thing, you guys, this is the most important one, is these 2 points that I have on here. When you are doing analysis, the first thing you guys want to do is you want to watch. You want to watch someone do it, then you have to do it yourself, and then from there you repeat. You do it again and again, okay? It takes 10,000 hours for you to truly master a skill set. So I'm always telling people you want to watch, do, and repeat. Okay, repetition is key, you guys. So even if you guys are, not having the best win rate, maybe the next day it increases just a little bit, and then you try it again. You try it again. You apply all of the new things that you've learned. You figured out there were more confirmations, a different indicator that you guys can use, right? And of course, last but not least, you guys, what are your pairs? This is so important that you guys really break down the specific pairs in the financial markets that you guys are trading with. Because here's the thing, okay? When you guys are mixing all of these different pairs, and I'm talking about like gold, Bitcoin, Canadian dollar versus USD, like all of these different pairs, find out 5 pairs that you would like to try. Okay, so once you find those 5 pairs you want to try, you want to make sure you eliminate 2 of those trades, and then now you're stuck with three single pairs that you guys are going to be trading with and mastering. Because again, there's so many things that happen in the market, news happens all the time, right? The currency strength of the specific pair can fluctuate, right? There's so many bearish and bullish trends in every single different trade, or I'm sorry, every single different pair. Okay, so for me, I was really obsessed with Bitcoin. I'm really obsessed with the Great Britain pound and Japanese yen, and I love gold. And those are the 3 pairs that I used to trade with all the time. And I still sometimes do, but my main focus right now is gold. So I can really fully understand the way the market is moving and why it's moving the way it's moving, right? And again, last but not least, I have to emphasize it one more time for you guys. Always stay a student. And if I did not humble you with this, you guys, I promise you the market will. Okay, so if anyone has any questions before I actually move on to the charts, go ahead and drop it right down there, you guys, and we'll start going towards analyzing the chart. And again, for anyone who's on more of the beginner friendly side of things when it comes to learning, what I'm about to share with you guys is going to be the very first strategy that I actually used when I was a beginner, and this was the only strategy that I fully understood. Okay, it's one of the easiest ones to learn, and it's pretty accurate the more you get a hang of it. So I see no questions. Beautiful. We are on the chart, and can you guys just drop some ones in the chat if you guys can see my chart? What did you find your indicator that you use? I'll share that with you guys as well. Okay, I see 111s. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Everyone's on the same page. So here is the chart, okay? And if you guys are curious and wondering what indicators I use the most, I'm going to share it with you guys now. So the first indicator that I love to use is going to be this wave trend with crosses and lazy bear, and I'll share that with you guys how to use it. The other one that I use, and go ahead, take a picture, write this down as well before I move on. The other one that I use a lot is going to be the fair value gap with Lux Algo. It's this first one right over here. I just put a star on this too. Let me actually put this on my chart because this is the one I use the most, okay? This helps you find a lot of imbalancement zones in the market. And then I also like to use support and resistance. Sometimes I'll usually mark up my support and resistances myself, but on my live sessions, I've been really loving just having this indicator up there just so people can understand how it's best to be used, right? But I'm going to take it away for now, and I'm going to add in my wave trend with crosses. Beautiful. And I'm going to share with you guys these two indicators, and I'm going to share with you a 15-minute candle strategy that I use a lot. So first, this is the indicator. This is the wave trend by Lazy Bear, right? And you'll see these little dots. You'll see all of these random dots. And basically with these dots, you don't want to have them all bunched up together. You don't want dots, red, green, red, right? Super close together because this means there's a lot of consolidation in the market, okay? Consolidation equals the indecisiveness of the market. You'll see the candles bouncing up and down like absolutely crazy, right? You don't want that. We want to have a specific trend that we follow because trends are your friends, you guys. You never want to compete with a trend, okay? So for right now, you'll see some dots by itself. The ones that we want, okay, are gonna be the dots that are all by itself. Let me see if we can find one. Okay, right over here. Like this red one, the solo red one right over here, we love that. The reason why we love that so much is because it showed us a clear downtrend. Now we see the green one, showed us a clear uptrend. Okay, very easy to use. Sometimes I'll use this, or sometimes I'll use the trend line as well, which I'll share with you guys on my live session. So the very first thing that I did, and this was actually one of the analysis that I did this morning, it worked out perfectly the exact way I wanted it to, but I know there were some people not being able to risk a lot size. That's why you guys will probably notice that some of my trades have a very wide stop loss because the thing is, the gold, okay, gold will always move around 100 to 150 pips every single day, right? And so for me, I like to have my stop loss pretty far, right? A bit wider because I don't like to get wicked out. I want to have enough room for the wiggle, okay? And that's why I risk as much as I risk. So just as long as you guys have proper risk management, you're okay with this, then you guys will be trading together, okay? So the very first thing that I figured out, let me zoom in so you guys can really see this. So when I was on the 15-minute time frame, that's the time frame that I'm in right now. This is the pair gold. I used the previous candle that I saw on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so I marked it up. I marked it up the night before actually, and when I marked it up, all I did was do the support and resistance zones within my 15-minute candle. Let me make this a bit more accurate. So all I did was I drew a line. I used this trend line right over here. I grabbed the tip of the wick and I just made the line just like so. And why I did that was so I can mark up my resistance, and this is my support zone right over here. And now this box over here is what you guys are going to see. This is going to be the zone that I'm going to be sticking in, that I'm going to be using. So once I mark that up, I'm going to go ahead and drop down onto the 5-minute time frame. And on the 5-minute time frame, I just like to see whether or not I can execute on the 5-minute, or if I can't see any confirmations, I'll drop down to the 1-minute time frame. In this specific scenario, the 5-minute time frame was the most perfect for us to execute. Okay, this is gonna be very easy. Okay, so what you want to look for once you mark up your support and your resistance zones, you're just gonna want to see this previous candle hit. Okay, so it started up here. You see the sell pressure dropping, and it touched this specific support zone right over here. So what we would have done in this area is actually mark up our going long. So what I'm gonna do is just find a going long position, and I would have marked it up right over here. The reason why is because it bounced up from my support zone. So when things bounce up, it's gonna continue bullish. Bullish equals buy equals up, okay? Bearish equals sell equals down, okay? So we have bearish, we have bullish. So since the support level actually bounced up from it, this is the specific area we would have wanted to enter in, which is going to be the support zone. So what I usually do is I'll mark up a rectangle for my entry zone. So that's our zone. It bounced up from it. But you guys, I'm going to tell you guys something. if you miss it just by a little bit, that's completely okay. Because now what you guys want to do is mark up your entry zone to where it's the end of the closing candle right over here. So now this, you have a bigger zone in order for you to enter in. And all I did was mark it right down underneath where the candle had closed at, okay? And what I want to see now, in order for me to use this as a confirmation that it is going to continue bullish, what I'm going to want to do is make sure I'm seeing the candles bounce up from my entry box now. And since it did, I would have then executed this trade. And how I would have found my take profit is by finding where the market was last at. Okay, I don't do anything crazy with my take profits. I usually do again 20, 40, 60 pips. Sometimes I'll go to 100, 120 pips. But usually I just like to look for the previous high of the previous candles, and I'll usually mark up my take profit zones there and do my pips in between. Okay. And so, for example, if we're going to go for a sell bias, what we would have wanted to see is the candle start down below here, go up, keep going up, up, up. And if it rejects this specific resistance zone, we would have entered right over here. So our entry box, let me take this away. So our entry box would have actually been up here, and pretend like this is green, pretend like this is red, okay? So TP, stop loss, I know, so odd, but we would have probably entered right over here if we were going for a bearish, okay? If we we're gonna go for a going short. So, but for right now, we went for that going long. Okay, going long is for buys, going short is for sells. So what we would have wanted to do was enter right over there. And since it broke this specific line, since it touched it, we probably would have secured TP1 through TP3, or maybe been halfway to TP3. We would have secured that profit, but you guys can see the consolidation, right? So we would have probably set our break even to where if it went the other way we didn't want it to go, we could have, of course, canceled that trade as a whole. But since it touched it again, it wants to break through. Okay, the more you see it touch specific zones, the more it's like, okay, please let me through. Okay, so that's how it is with the resistance line on here. So now all we wanted to do was just wait for market movement. And since it continued to go up and it bounced up from the resistance line, that's even better, because then that means it's going to continue with that bearish trend, or I'm sorry, with that bullish trend. Let me go ahead and look at the chat really quickly to see if any of you guys have any questions. Oh, wow, you guys do. Why do you always send signals when there is news? I love trading news. Okay, so anyone who doesn't have the news add-on with your funded accounts, I really recommend you guys check Forex Factory if there's news, so you guys make sure you don't take that trade and get flagged. But I love trading news. I love CPI. I love NFP. I'm a scalp trader. I like when there is the most volume in the market. And again, I will be teaching people how to trade news, I'm pretty sure next week on my live sessions. Do you mean we can open all 4 positions at once? You can open it all at once, but if it is consolidating, I would really recommend you guys to layer your entries. Complete beginner, please show how I can take your trade. This is recorded. I did show you guys how to take the trade, so just make sure you guys are rewatching this as well. I suppose these indicators are limited, so I actually have the basic subscription as well. You guys, like, to be honest, I don't really pay for subscriptions for TradingView either. I'm gonna have to because I need the little replays for my live sessions, but you guys can use both of these indicators, okay? Just take one away for a second. If you want to mark it up, you can mark it up yourself, right? But both of these indicators are 100% available for you guys. Why did you pick that candle to put support and resistance? I picked that candle because it was the previous 15-minute candle that just finished. That's what I do every single time. I don't pick a really specific candle. I just want to look for the previous one I saw. Okay? What lot sizes do you recommend for a 25K account? So for lot sizes, I do have a lot size chart that I can forward over so you guys can gain access to that as well. Do you apply smart money concept strategies to your trades? Yes, absolutely. I love sniper strategy. That is the exact strategy that I use. It's called sniper strategy, but I love to use a little bit of smart money concepts in there, right? Looking for more confirmation. So that's why you'll see I'll have my fair value gaps in there. Okay, so back to the analysis. So yes, that's one of the things that I do. Okay, so I just go in between these lines. It's a very easy strategy for anyone to try out. Okay, you can literally go on the 15-minute candle right now and just simply try it out. And always look for more confirmations as well, because sometimes this is not going to be enough. Okay, why I say that is because, again, the market can sometimes give you this sort of breakout. Okay, so some confirmations that I love using are these fair value gaps. Okay, so I'm going to use the word respected and disrespected. So with these fair value gaps, you'll notice that there's going to be the green ones, and sometimes you'll notice there's going to be these red ones. Red is going to be your bearish fair value gaps, and the green ones are going to be your bullish fair value gaps, right? And so when this fair value gap actually opened and it was green, right? It was a bit, oh my gosh, it was a bullish one. It actually gave me more of a confirmation that we have a lot of buy pressure happening in the market right now. That's why I bought a lot this morning during this New York session. Not too sure what time that is for you, but morning for me. And so once it bounced up from this fair value gap and then created another one, that's another confirmation. Even better that it passed my resistance line and created the biggest fair value gap on here. It was having a lot of those buy pressures happening in the market. So that was another one of my confirmations that I saw. There are times where I'll also drop down onto the 1 minute time frame. I love the 1 minute time frame. I know people think it looks scary because of how fast it's moving, but you guys can actually see other confirmations in here. Like, I love looking for patterns too. Right now I see a cup and a handle right over here. It failed. It failed in this area, but it did go up a few pips. We could have secured a few pips on there as well, but it dropped down as well. And now it was testing a few zones. A lot of fair value gaps were created as well. And one of the things that I also like to look for, okay, if we're really identifying which direction of the market we're going to go, I like looking for higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, right? And it's basically going to be these wicks in the market. So you can do this on any time frame. I like to, like right now we're already on the 1 minute time frame, so I can mark some up with you. Here's a higher low, or sorry, a lower low right over there, right? And then in order for us to confirm that bullish trend, we need to make sure more are being created, okay? So here's another one right over here. Here's another one right over here, right? Basically, if the wicks are being higher than the previous ones, that is going to be your higher highs, lower lows, okay? All of those higher high stuff, okay? You want them to keep being created. And as soon as one gets broken down, that means that this area is being tested. So notice how this was the last one that was created, okay? You have your lower lows, now you have your lower highs. Same thing you can do vice versa. You can do your higher lows right over here, or you can, there's 4 of them, okay? Lower highs or your higher highs right up there. I know my circles are like very uneven, but I'm just gonna mark it up for you guys right now. So this was a really good bullish trend you guys can actually go based off of, and it was very short term as well. But now notice how this specific wick actually broke the trend just a little bit. You had a really small break of structure. That's okay because we have our break even set, so now we just need to wait for more market movement. And in this area right over here, when it tested this specific area, you see a lot of consolidation, right? You would have either had a really good entry depending on the confirmations you saw at this time of the market. I wish we can do the replays. I can show you what we could have saw, but no matter what, you guys, since we had this break even set and this was the last area it tested, and we had this fair value gap right there created, since it bounced up, okay, it respected the fair value gap, it was going to continue to go up. Okay, so if the fair value gap gets broken